Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to what promises to be an extraordinary morning. We thank you for being with us here at Atlantis Palm Jumeirah. On behalf of all the team at Aster DM Healthcare, it is, as always, my great pleasure to warmly welcome each and every one of you to this, the fourth edition of the highly anticipated and much watched around the globe Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. We are coming to you live from the iconic Atlantis, the Palm, Dubai, and we are coming to you live from Dubai. My name is Tom Urquhart, honored to be here with you this morning as we come together yet again to celebrate and award this year's and the latest recipient of a truly prestigious accolade. An award inspired by the visionary founder chairman of Aster DM Healthcare, who I'm so glad to see with us on the front row. A huge thanks to Dr. Azad Mupin for his insight and, of course, for making this one happen. His vision was, well, it was inspired, but it was also clear. A vision to shine a global spotlight on the heroic, but also the compassionate work performed every single day, all around the world, by nurses. Now, in just a few moments' time, we are going to introduce you, for the very first time, to our 10 exceptional finalists. Each and every one of they have been meticulously selected from what was a record-breaking pool of over 100,000 nominations. In fact, those nominations spanning extraordinary 199 countries this year. Now, this in part was achieved through a rigorous and thorough evaluation process, guided by our esteemed jury and grand jury. More from them a little later on, and you will meet them very shortly. But before we move on, I would like to take this opportunity, if I may, to thank a couple of organizations without whom events like this would not be possible. I would like to extend our sincere gratitude, if I may, to our independent process advisors. The team at Ernst & Young LLP have been extraordinary this year. We thank you for being on board. They've diligently and impartially overseen the entire evaluation process to ensure the highest standards of integrity and transparency are upheld throughout the process. So, my friends, join us in what promises to be yet another historic morning here in Dubai. The world is watching, and we thank you again for being with us. In fact, to get us underway, let us take a journey. It has been a remarkable journey that was launched, as we said, back in 2022 by Dr. Azad Mupin, The Journey.
Aster DM Healthcare has flourished across India and the GCC for the past 38 years, committed to our promise of making quality healthcare accessible. And this has been made possible only because of the commitment, dedication, and sacrifices of our nurses. On International Nurses Day 2022, Aster DM Healthcare made a meaningful commitment to recognize and celebrate their efforts globally by establishing the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award under the visionary guidance of our founder chairman, Dr. Azad Mupin.
Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award was established with an intention to celebrate the nurses worldwide. They are the ones who are the backbones, at the same time the soul of the healthcare. We respect them and we celebrate them, and we also would like to showcase to the world that what the nurses are doing every day. Let us celebrate the most deserving nurse
The award aims to celebrate nursing excellence and highlight the remarkable contributions of nurses by offering a prize money of $250,000 to empower nurses and help them advance their causes and drive impactful change in areas they are passionate about. Nurse Anna Kabali Duba, the 2022 winner from Kenya, has realized her dream of opening a proper school for the children in her village, Turbi. In 2023, it only got bigger and better. The UK-based winner, Nurse Margaret Helen Shepherd, is expanding the field of testing neonatal monogenic diabetes. In 2024, the world recognized nursing in 2 uniforms. Nurse Maria Victoria Juan from the Philippines, who took home the title and the award, is channeling her prize money towards sustainable healthcare practices through vetiver technology and launching the Barangay Lifesaver program to equip communities with critical life-saving skills. Nurse Anna, Nurse Margaret, and Nurse Maria exemplify the extraordinary impact nurses can have on their communities. Their stories illustrate the lengths to which nurses will go to serve and uplift those in need. And this year, our legacy continues with an unprecedented response of 100,000 inspirational stories from 199 countries, of which the top 10 finalists were selected by our eminent panel of global healthcare experts, including Professor James Buchan, Dr. Niti Pal, Dr. Peter Carter, Professor Sheila Thu, Mr. Vishal Bali. To ensure a smooth and transparent selection process, Aster DM Healthcare appointed Ernst & Young LLP as the official process advisors for the award.
When we look at the world around us, we see everything transforming so significantly. Because of things like artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, the world we see it is so different. But we know that some things will never change. As human race, I think we're all social beings, and the connection and the solace we feel when we are within the care of our nursing community is something which will never go away. So with this Aster Guardians Global Nursing Awards, what we are trying to do is make that one small step to appreciate the significant impact that the nurses make in the global community.
This is more than an award. It is a simple promise to the world to keep the spotlight on nursing always burning bright. Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award 2025, honoring nursing excellence, celebrating nurses.
Yes, indeed. A huge thanks to all of our friends at Aster DM Healthcare and, of course, the team behind Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. More on the award shortly, but it is, as we know, a morning of celebration. International in name and flavor, and therefore international here on stage. Please join me, if you would, in welcoming to the stage 5 exceptionally talented musicians, all based here in the UAE, all from different backgrounds, who will now present a heartfelt tribute performance in honor of our extraordinary nurses who we come here to celebrate tonight. Heroes whose, of course, dedication and compassion inspires us all. Ladies and gentlemen, our tribute.
This song is dedicated to all the nurses in the world. It's a song called Stand By Me, and it goes a bit like this.
When the night has come, when the night has come and the land is dark, when the night has come, when the night has come and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light, and the moon is the only light, and the moon is the only light, we will see.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me.
Oh, stay
By me.
won't you stay?
Stand by me. Stand by me.
If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea,
I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me.
won't you stay?
By me.
Won't you stay?
Stand by me. Stand by me.
Won't you stay? Can't you stay? Stand by me. Stand by me.
Stand by me. Stand by me.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the 10 finalists of the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Awards. Please give them a round of applause.
Won't you stay? Stand by me. Won't you stay? Help me out, Junior. Help me out. Whenever you're in trouble, baby, stand by me. Stand by me. Won't you stay? Stand by me.
Stand by me.
Whenever you're in trouble, baby, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stay? Stand by me. Stand by me.
One more time, let's give a round of applause for the finalists. The stage is yours. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Stand by me. Stand by me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, huge thanks to our performers. Thanks, guys and girls. Thank you very much indeed to our 5 extraordinary talents. And, of course, our top 10 as well. So they get ever closer to finding out who will be crowned our Aster Guardian for 2025. In just a few moments' time, they take their seats as we get ready to move on with proceedings. Big thanks, of course, to our performers. Best of luck to our finalists as well for their contributions in redefining nursing for global healthcare. And we'll hear some of their very personal stories in just a few moments' time. Thanks also go to all the team at Aster DM Healthcare for their continued support of the nursing industry worldwide through the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award platform. It is now my pleasure, though, to welcome up onto the stage to speak on behalf of the organisation none other than the Managing Director and the Group CEO of Aster DM Healthcare. Please welcome Ms. Alicia Mupen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, esteemed excellencies, distinguished ambassadors, respected government officials, members of the healthcare community, and our exceptional nurses. Today is a very special day, and we feel very proud to be here to be celebrating the true change makers of healthcare. What we have today is not just bedside caregivers, nurses who have become researchers, policymakers, entrepreneurs, government officials, philanthropists who are truly changing the world. When we think about nurses, our chairman always says that they are the backbone and the soul of healthcare. So today, I feel great honor in welcoming you all to the 4th edition of Aster Guardians Global Nursing Awards. And thank you. So they say that there are 29.5 million nurses across the world, and they make up almost 50% of the global healthcare workforce. And that's a huge majority of the entire workforce of healthcare. And it's very important for us to remember that they play such a central role because they spend the maximum amount of time both with our patients as well as our doctors. So when we talk about taking healthcare from good to great, we always say that the nurses become that glue and that scaffold to enable this journey from good to great. You know, we started this journey after COVID when everyone spoke about the amazing work healthcare did, but there's always the unsung heroes of healthcare, which are our nurses. And we said, here is a way for us to shine the spotlight on those who are so busy just doing what is needed at the need of the hour, whether it is leading bravely, caring deeply, and serving selflessly. This is what our nurses do across the world. They are the silent force, and we said it is very important for us to be able to give a voice to these people who are changing the exact face of healthcare. I was thinking back about all the amazing things that have been happening in the world over the last hundreds of years. And we talk about industrial revolution that happened in the 1700s. And it was so monumental and such a big pivotal shift for the entire world because we were able to harness the physical power that man had limitations in. And then you move into the middle of 20th century and you talk about the digital revolution, where you're talking about mental computing power really reaching such incredible changes where you're able to sort of harness computing power to the thousands, right? And this is the buzzword we all hear these days. We hear about AI, we hear about ChatGPT, and don't get me wrong, in healthcare and at Aster DM Healthcare, we adopt this so actively. We've got robots in our operation theater, we've got robots on our hospital floors welcoming our patients, we've got robots in our warehouses packaging medicines, we've got robots in our pharmacies dispensing medication. But having said all that, I think it's very important for us to remember that while we embrace all these new technology, it is also very important for us to preserve what is so important, the humanity itself and what the human connection can bring. So when they talk about industrial revolution, then they talk about digital revolution, I truly believe that what the world needs now is, again, us going back to the core of the human revolution that our nurses represent in its most beautiful essence. I think when we talk about humanity and shining a bright light on that, it is very important for us to remember the core of what makes us humans, and it is that connection. It is not always about computing hundreds of gigabytes of data. It is about knowing when to hold a hand, when to stay silent, when to bring a meal that will bring a smile to someone who is sitting there in agony, counting their last breaths. So thank you all to the incredible nurses that actually make sure that we're not just looking at the data and the numbers, but really what it means to be alive and to stay there for each other. So we feel very inspired that over the last 4 years, one of the problems we have been trying to tackle is the acute shortage of nursing professionals across the world. In 2018, there was 27.9 million nurses across the world. When we fast forward to 2023, this has become 29.8 million nurses. And WHO and the ICN is now projecting that the number of nurses, we hope, will become 30.6 million by 2030. There will still be an acute shortage of nurses, but we hope that with advancements in technology and with programs like this, we will be able to encourage hundreds and thousands of more young professionals to take on this very noble cause as a profession for themselves. Today, we have 10 shining examples of humanity, the pride of their country, showing us what true leadership is from across 8 countries here. And we feel so proud as Aster DM Healthcare and as ambassadors of healthcare community globally to be able to shine a spotlight on these incredible finalists of ours. And they all are truly winners in every way, shape, and form. So I request all of you to give a huge round of applause to them. I'm very happy to have the Honorable Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence, His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan Al-Mubarak Al-Nahyan, who will be joining us here today to award the winner. All the esteemed guests, all the grand jury who have spent hours making sure that from 100,000 applications, we are able to come to the final 10 and finally the winner. And I know that was not an easy job at all. So there has been a lot of effort and a lot of consideration that has gone to make sure that we are able to enable and empower this nursing community that truly are the heart and soul of healthcare. I want to end with a few, I visited Japan a few months ago, and there were a few principles of the way of life from Japan that I thought just so befittingly brings about what the nursing community is all about. And this is something our chairman, Dr. Mupan, always talks about. The first one being ikigai, which is where passion, purpose, and talent align. Nursing is truly a calling. You cannot wake up one day and say, oh, let me be a nurse. You need to care deeply. You need to want to be able to serve to really become a nurse, because it just takes such a big toll on everything, physically, emotionally, mentally, and it is people who have that true calling and want to contribute to society that become nurses. The second one is wabi-sabi, finding perfection in imperfection. The nurses see you sometimes at your most vulnerable state, when you're scared, worried, and feel broken. But even in that brokenness, they give you peace, and they show you the beauty of the life that you've had. And they give you back dignity when you feel like your dignity is gone. So thank you, nurses, for doing that. And the final principle of Kaizen, and that is about bringing consistent improvements every day. And that is truly what the entire nurses do, right? They think about small changes that can be adopted by different people in different parts of the organization so that they can make things come alive and make things better than it was the previous day. So today, I just want to end with a lovely quote that I read, which I think summarizes how we all believe and think about nurses. There are some people who have sun inside them. It's hard to explain. Their presence just brightens, and it's not about their beautiful smiles. They have an internal being that sheds light and feels like sun. It's calm energy, inner peace. But most importantly, it's not wanting anything in return, its son. Thank you all to our dear partners, our well-wishers. Thank you for being here, and all the best to all the finalists.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, our sincere thanks to Ms. Alicia Moopen and all the team at Aster DM Healthcare. Alicia, thank you to you and all of the team for creating this platform that allows us to express our deepest gratitude to a profession that, as you so eloquently said there, gives so selflessly in the service of patient care. And so, one step closer to the unveiling of this year's Guardian. Now, as you are well aware, one of our 10 finalists is about to win this year's Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award for their outstanding contribution and achievement in the field of nursing. Along with that, the grand prize of $250,000. But regardless of who takes home the award this morning, there are no losers on a day like this. Each of these 10 in front of me here, 10 extraordinary individuals, each with an extraordinarily powerful story. Stories that have, in their own unique ways, helped shape the modern face of nursing. For every one of them, it has been, well, quite a truly remarkable journey.
Each heartbeat they watch is a silent race against time. Each step they take is a promise to humanity. They are our nurses. Their hands heal, deeds inspire, and their stories restore our faith. Today, we gather to celebrate 10 such extraordinary stories, journeys, and lives. Presenting the top 10 finalists of the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award 2025, the true champions of care and hope. Founder of the Center for Community-Driven Response, CCDR, a non-profit, Nurse Catherine Mary Holliday advocates for patient-led healthcare decisions. She developed the PEAK program, one of the largest global patient experience databases. Nurse Edith Number from Western Highlands Provincial Health Authority, Mount Hagen Provincial Hospital, is a nursing leader and social activist transforming patient care. A strong advocate against gender-based violence, she helped establish family support centers in 4 rural districts, improving access to services for women and children. A nursing manager at Mediclinic City Hospital, Fitzgerald Delina Camacho, champions clinical excellence through lifelong learning, launching initiatives like Back to Basics, Skills Day, and establishing the Life Support Training Center in collaboration with the American Heart Association. He revitalized the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, PICU, by developing the Adult and Pediatric Nursing Upskilling Program. Associate Professor and Director at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, School of Nursing, Nurse Jedre Khengoba Montare is a globally recognized gerontologist, researcher, and policy influencer whose work drives system-level change in aging, caregiver support, and the global nursing workforce. His work includes WHO Commission projects on age-friendly interventions in underserved areas. The Director of Clinical Education and Development at Insight Global Health, Nurse Jose Arnold Tariga, is a global leader in nursing education who has developed programs like Critical Care Transition Training during COVID-19 and the International Transition to Practice Program. Hailing from the Tudor Sub-County Hospital, Nurse Khadija Mohammed Juma is the visionary founder of Red Splash, a tech-led platform that is revolutionizing blood donation in Kenya by connecting donors directly to patients in need through a user-friendly mobile app. Through Red Splash, she has led 500-plus blood donation drives, collecting over 25,000 units and saving an estimated 75,000 lives across Kenya. Deputy Head of Community Outreach Unit, Cancer Research Malaysia, Nurse Maheshwari Jagannathan, is a transformational leader behind Malaysia's patient navigation program. Her use of the ECHO training platform has expanded the role of nurses in cancer care and was recognized by the World Health Organization as a global best practice. Head of Nursing at the National Radiotherapy Oncology and Nuclear Medicine Center, Kurlebu Teaching Hospital, Nurse Naomi Oyu Ohene Ochi, is a pioneering force in oncology nursing in Africa. She helped establish Ghana's first formal oncology nursing training program, building cancer care capacity across Africa through the African Organization for Training and Research in Cancer. She's led competency development sessions and trained hundreds of nurses in clinical leadership. Principal of the National Institute of Nursing Education, Nurse Sukhpal Kaur, has been at the forefront of evidence-based nursing practices. Nurse Sukhpal's work extends to developing mobile apps, care protocols, and key nursing textbooks, raising nursing standards across India through education, innovation, and research. A transformative nurse from the Hospital for Mental Health, Nurse Vibaban Gunvantbai Salalia pioneered the peer support volunteer model, helping over 3,000 patients gain economic independence. A National Florence Nightingale Award recipient, she drives mental health reform at the grassroots and policy levels. Regardless of who takes home the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award 2025, each of the 10 nurses have become a ripple, a quiet force reaching far beyond the moment, stirring waves of change where it matters the most. Today, we do not just honor individuals. We honor the impact that begins with one act of care and travels outward, touching families, communities, and generations.
Yeah, so congratulations to all those that have beaten off the competition, got through to the final 10 finalists, all of them with us here this evening. And it is time now, this evening? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. This morning still plenty of time in the day, that's for sure. And we won't keep you here till evening, I promise you that. Listen, time now for us, I think, to take one step closer to this year's Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. The top 10 are with us, esteemed and distinguished guests are with us, but it's time to welcome our top 10 to the stage. So please join me, if you can, in showing your appreciation for our top 10 finalists. From Switzerland, it is Catherine Marie Holiday. From Papua New Guinea, Edith Number. From the UAE, we've got Fitzgerald Delina, he's with us. From Hong Kong, SAR, Jedre. All the way from the United States of America, Jose Arnold. From Kenya, Khadija. From Malaysia, Maswari. From Ghana, Naomi. Dr. Shukbal Ghosh from India is with us. And also from India, we have none other than Vibarin Gunvabai as well. So a big round of applause for our top 10 finalists. So we got the team with us, and time now to get to know them a little bit better. Thank you, Catherine, for being with us. Great to have you here in Dubai. Now, as we've just seen from the video there, your peak program did a lot more than just collect data. It went much further than that. It created one of the largest repositories of patient experience data anywhere in the world. What an achievement that is from you. It's helped change policy in many parts of the world, continues to show its influence. What does it take, in your opinion, to turn information, the data that we get every day, into real impact? I don't think we've got this microphone working, so we'll try and get the sound guys to put this one on. If we can get a feed on that, or we can get another microphone over to the stage, that'd be great. But we've got noise. We're back in. So, data to real impact. Back to you.
It takes a lot of hard work to have a program that directly responds to the patient needs. And there's really no program or health service that will ever really work if we don't consult patients, or if the concept itself is at odds with what patients need. So you've got to have a really good understanding of the health system, of ethics and methodologies and the regulatory environment. But I think most of all, you've got to be really determined and not give up.
Never give up. Nervous, excited, looking forward to the next half an hour or so?
Yeah, it's great to be here with such amazing colleagues.
It's great to have you here. Thank you so much indeed. Big round of applause for Catherine. Let's squeeze in, say hi to Edith. Edith, you've done a lot of work on so many things during your extraordinary career. Gender and gender-based violence and the response therein as well has been a core part of your career. Could you tell us maybe a little bit about the impact that those works and your works have generated?
Thank you. As you know, that Papua New Guinea is a developing country, and there's so many challenges, and we have the highest rate of gender-based violence in the country as well as my province. Some of the impacts that I have seen, mainly there is improvement in the referral of pathway for the patients of survivors of gender-based violence and sorcery association-related violence, and timely treatment has been improved since we have trained staff. And there's so many awareness program has been happening. So there's so many survivors coming to the family health, family support center. Then before, like, there were 3 to 5 survivors in a month, but now since we have trained a lot, there are almost 15 to 20 a month they're coming. And also, we have strengthened the referral system with the other partners like police, law and justice sector, and all the other partners, NGOs. So basically, our trained staff are identifying underlying cause of gender-based violence in patients that are admitted, like children's outpatient and women patients who are admitted in the ward. They can actually identify gender-based violence as well by thorough examination and history taking. So there's so much.
So much. Listen, we could talk for a lot longer, but so kind of you to be with us here this morning into the afternoon. I hope you enjoy the rest of the... Are you a little bit nervous, or are you looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward for it.
Looking forward to it. Well, great to have you with us. Edith, thank you. Right, Fitz, I'm going to jump in here. Working with children is, of course, an art in itself. Working with children in intensive care must take, well, incredible patience, incredible strength as well, and experience. What made your upskilling program so effective in that environment?
Well, as you know, pediatric intensive care is a critical area, and it requires a lot of competence, skills, critical thinking, and resilience. During the COVID pandemic, when I was an educator in Abu Dhabi, there is a significant shortage of nurses, and we had to onboard nurses without prior pediatric ICU experience. And I think what made the upskilling program effective is its structured, supportive, and collaborative approach. We started with Back to Basics program to reinforce the basic core of nurses, and then we introduced our focus and targeted ICU critical care concepts, including hemodynamic monitoring, early warning score system, emergency protocol system, and even ventilator management. Plus, we integrated with a robust preceptorship program and a strong competency validation. So a combination of this approach had created an environment that is very conducive to learning of all the nurses and transforming them into a pediatric critical care safety, and later affecting strongly and positively with clinical outcomes.
We can't thank you enough for being with us. Congratulations on making the next 10. Are you feeling okay? Yes. Yeah, a little bit nervous, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Very nervous. Okay, no need for nerves. Listen, Jed alongside you. Great to have you with us here, Jed. You work in traumatology, research and policy making. It's very well recognized in your country, in your field as well. What led to specialize in aging? Why work in aging? And how are you managing to bring genealogy about and bring about a shift, if you like, in perception towards aging?
I suppose my interest in gerontology started from a family experience, like with my grandparents. I've seen aging as something that presents both opportunities and challenges. So this actually led me to look into supportive environments for older people, recognizing that each older person is unique. Some older people require full-time care, some require, they're independent. So in this case, I was working on policy on age-friendly interventions that allows older people to age healthily in the community. And nurses are very important in terms of the implementation and translation of these strategies, regardless if it's in acute care or in the community settings.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to echo that. It's great to have you here in Dubai. Thanks so much indeed for being with us. A big thanks to Jed. Jose, it's great to have you with us as well. Thanks for flying in to Dubai. Hope you're enjoying the experience.
I did. It was a 12-hour flight, but I loved it.
Good. Well, good to have you here. Listen, you've helped so many internationally educated nurses to integrate into the United States healthcare system, which is a huge system, as we all know. If you could pick a couple of things, let's say 3 things that truly matter in that journey, what would they be?
So, well, Tom, as an international nurse myself, I've migrated from the Philippines to the UAE and now in the United States. I would say that the top 3 things would be preparation, belonging, and empowerment. When we talk about preparation, it needs to go beyond the clinical preparation, because when you move to a different place, you have to learn the culture, the communication, and the specific settings of that healthcare system. When we talk about belonging, that is when you should focus on integrating the nurses, not just in the hospital systems, but also in the community, because they are moving their lives from their home country to the new country. And then empowerment is when we lead the nurses so that they can innovate, so that they can lead, so that they can empower others as well. And that support will create ripples of changes and empower these nurses to become change makers in their systems.
So good to have you here. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. All the best for this morning. Enjoy the process. Khadija, thank you for being with us. So kind of you to join us. Khadija is the brains behind Red Splash, the tech-led platform, which has basically revolutionized blood donation in Kenya and influenced many elsewhere as well. Biggest challenge for you, Khadija? What's the biggest challenge you faced, and how did you overcome that challenge?
So the biggest challenge was lack of awareness on the importance and urgency of blood donation, and no belief that tech can actually solve this problem. So basically I had to partner with hospitals and institutions and also make an app that is so easy to use so that we can link the patients and the donors. And with time we were able to solve this and patients' lives were saved.
Well, it's an amazing job to have you here with us as well. Congratulations for making the top 10. And the best of luck later on this morning. Big thanks. Thanks for being with us. Stay with us here, though, because alongside you, we got Maheshwari. Wow, what an extraordinary story. What an extraordinary journey and career you've had as well. You scaled the patient navigation program across the whole of Malaysia. What helped convince others to believe in your own personal vision?
I have 3 points here based on my experience. First one is constantly show up to tell the success story to the key decision maker, because they need to see what you see, hear what you hear, and feel what you feel. The second one is ensure that you don't only collaborate, but you co-create a program together so you can own a shared vision. And the third one is make sure that you able to build a transformative model that can actually be part of a solution at the grassroots level, because you don't want to just leave a project, but you want to leave a legacy behind.
Well, you've certainly left that legacy, that's for sure, and that legacy might go one step further a little later on today as well. Great to have you here in Dubai. Thank you so much. Are you okay? Feeling all right?
Yes.
Good. Well, enjoy the moment, that's for sure. Naomi, Great to have you here in Dubai. Great to have you here with the top 10 as well. So Naomi has built Africa's leading oncology nursing program and elevated it to, well, global standards now. A number of countries the worldwide seeing the work that you've done. Again, similar question. What gave you the courage to do something on such a grand scale, something so big?
Thank you very much. Over in my earlier career years, 2001, I witnessed the suffering of cancer patients, both in Africa, in Ghana and Africa, which was due to limited access to specialized nursing care. And in Ghana at that time, Ghana had only 3 oncology nurses, and they were overseeing over 20 million population. And this is similar to all other African countries. And recognizing this gap and the impact specialist nurses could make was the turning point. And having that drive, the vision to empower nurses who could improve health outcomes was what drove me forward. And I was fortunate to have mentors, colleagues, and fellow believers who journeyed with me all throughout the way. And what really sustained me was seeing nurses stepping up into leadership, and also for patients having quality care due to our works. And also, what I could say, I'm so elated that I'm part of a movement that is seeing or pushing cancer forward in Africa, cancer care in Africa. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much indeed for your work. Thank you for your service, and thank you for being with us here in Dubai. Great to have you with us. So, 2 more, and let's get from you. I mean, again, where do we start with the work that you've done for nursing, for medicine in general? But you brought simulation and scenario-based learning into nursing education. You've done that. How has that impacted your students? What impacts have you seen, and the way that they show up in real situations?
Yeah, well, thank you for the question. In nursing education, there is a shift from the classroom traditional teaching methods to the modular teaching method. So what we are doing in simulation-based teaching method is, we are bringing the students in the virtual environment. We are making them to work in the virtual environment first. Once they become competent, then we ask them to allow them to work in the real situation so that there are less errors. So we see that the students are more knowledgeable, more skilled, more competent, and they better communicate amongst themselves as well as with the patient. They have better thinking capability once they are going. They know how for each step of working with the patients. So this is the simulation-based teaching methods. It's really making a great impact in nursing, because today's nursing students are tomorrow's nurses. So it's very, very important that they should be competent enough to work in the real situation so that we are able to provide better care to the patients.
So beautifully and eloquently put. Thank you so much indeed for being with us here. All the best for the remainder of today. We've got one more voice to hear from. Thank you so much indeed for being with us as well. I mean, again, where do we start with the numbers? You've helped 3,000 people with mental health illnesses achieve economic independence. That is extraordinary. What does true connection look like when it comes to mental health, but more specifically, I suppose, mental health within the community?
Okay, thank you. The true connection in the mental health is about the empathy, understanding, and the non-judgmental support. And it creates a very safe and a comfortable zone where individuals feel listened, cared, validated, and empowered to take a control of their whole journey. So when a true connection comes into the community, then it's a true partnership with the individuals, which through that we understand their unique strength, needs, and aspirations. Sorry.
Don't worry.
And this kind of the connection always encourage the trustworthy relationship, as well as the fostering the hope in that mind and social integration. I can say that when true connection lead to economic independence, then it gives a meaning and the purpose of the life of the person with a mental illness, and they live the respectful life and with a dignity within the community. So in short, I can say that true connection is a foundation in the mental health. and which work like a tonic for the individuals, which help to them speedy recovery. And for us, is strengthen our ability to serve the more humanity basis, and we know that the nursing is a very noble profession. So we have a great opportunity to serve these people, and which we make a significant difference in the lives of the person with a mental illness.
I don't think there's anybody here who wouldn't disagree with that, that's for sure. All of your journeys, all of your stories are extraordinary. Thank you so much indeed. Join your team. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for our top 10 finalists. Now, as I mentioned a little earlier on, we, of course, consider that everyone is a winner here. And we wish each and every one of our top 10 finalists the very best of luck. To the ladies and gentlemen to my right here. But at this time, we would like to honor not just one of them, but all of them. At this time, we will be inviting some very special guests up onto stage to present each of our remarkable finalists with a Medal of Appreciation in recognition of their outstanding contributions. So I would like to start by asking a very special guest to come and present the first two Medals of Appreciation to both Catherine and Edith. Please welcome to the stage His Excellency Dr. Amin Al-Amiri, the Assistant Under-Secretary for the Ministry of Health, the Government of the UAE. Dr. Amin. His Excellency Sanjay Sudhir to join us on the stage. Your Excellency, thank you very much indeed. The Indian Government Ambassador to the UAE, great to have you here. And so I'll ask you please to make the presentation, if I can, to the next of our two finalists. So let's go with Fitzgerald. So let's get Fitz up. And sir, if you wouldn't mind making the presentation to Jed as well. So let's get the next of our trophies up. So our thanks to His Excellency Sanjay Sudhir, Indian Ambassador to the UAE. We've got many ambassadors joining us here. Your Excellency, if I could ask you please to join us. In fact, I'd now like to welcome up to the stage the Nepalese ambassador to the UAE, His Excellency Tej Bahadur Chetri, to make the presentation of the next two of our Medals of Honor. Sir, Your Excellency, thank you. So if I could ask you please to present Jose. Jose, there is your Medal of Honor. And now a little Medal of Honor also to Khadija. So we'll ask His Excellency to make that presentation, please. And Your Excellency, if I could ask you please to join us here. Now joining us, Mr. Nasser Khalifa Al-Burduro to make the next of the presentations. Nasser, if I could ask you please to join us on the stage. If Nasser is unable to join us, is Nasser with us? No, we will of course ask Mr. Iqbal Khan up onto the stage if we can. CEO of Fajr Capital and also a board member. Iqbal, if I could ask you please to make the presentation. Thank you, sir. And I'll ask you to make the presentation to Maheswari, if you may, please. And the presentation, if I can, to Naomi of her Medal of Honor as well. Mr. Khan, if I can ask you to join your colleagues here, congratulations. And one more, I'd like to welcome His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivan to join us here on stage, Consul General of India to Dubai and the Northern Emirates. If you are able to join us, please, sir, that will be for the final two presentations up here on the main stage. Here comes His Excellency to the stage. And a huge thanks to the Indian Embassy here in the UAE for being with us. The final two presentations, and rather fittingly, is to our two Indian finalists as well. So first up, let's get, of course, Shapal to pick up her Medal of Honor. And the final Medal of Honor is going to be presented to Vibhaben. So this is the final of our presentations. And now joining us for the group photograph, I'd like to welcome members of the executive team at not just this year's Aster Guardians, but all those that have gone before as well. So please welcome to the stage Mr. TJ Wilson, Ms. Alicia Mupan, Mrs. Nasira Azad, and of course the founder himself, Dr. Azad Mupan. We got him. Okay, it's the money moment. It's the money shot. Please put your hands together for the executive team, our specialist guests, and of course, our top 10 finalists. Now, before we break up this party, because there's lots to look forward to, lots to get through, but I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that we've got these very special guests with us on stage to honour some other very special guests, because also joining us here this morning are, of course, our grand jury. We couldn't have done this without the grand jury, as we couldn't have done throughout previous years. So please welcome up onto stage first the co-chairperson of the Global HIV Prevention Coalition, Botswana, Special Ambassador of the African Leaders Malaria Alliance, and former Minister of Health for Botswana, Professor Sheila Tru. Joining Professor Tlu, we have got the Adjunct Professor at the WHO Collaborating Centre, University of Technology, Sydney, Editor Emeritus of the Human Resources for Health Journal. It is Professor James Buchan. Joining them, independent healthcare consultant, former CEO, Central and North West London NHS, former CEO of the Royal College of Nursing in the UK, Dr. Peter Carter, OBE. We've also got the President-elect at International Diabetes Federation, Senior Consultant at AXA Essential France, and Board Chair of Harbour and Managing Director of Health for All Advisory in the UK, Dr. Niti Pal. And also joining us, the Executive Chairman of Asia Healthcare Holdings and Senior Advisor, TPG Growth, General Council Member at Neonates Foundation of India, Mr. Vishal Bali. Right, we might need a bigger boat, but I think we've almost got everyone. Oh, hang on, one more thing, sorry, because the jury members have put in such a hard yards over the course of it. We're going to ask a couple of our very special guests to make some presentations of a Medal of Honor today before we have one final photo call. So, to present to Professor Sheila Tlu, please welcome board member, partner at Medicare Skin, Dr. Sharam. Dr. Sharam, if I could ask you please to come up and make the presentation. In the absence of Dr. Shahram, we can, of course, ask Dr. Adnan Kahadia to join us here on the stage. Dr. Adnan is also a board member and a partner, Aster Cedars Hospital. So, Dr. Adnan, if I could ask you please to come and join us. So, Dr. Adnan, if I could ask you please to present to Professor Sheila Tlu the first of our Medals of Honor. If you want to come over here. Thank you. Also joining us this morning, please welcome His Excellency Mishal Abdul Karim Julfar, who's with us here to make the presentation, if I can, to Professor James Buchan. So James, if you want to join us up here, please. Whilst I have you, Your Excellency, I will ask you please to also make the presentation to Dr. Peter Carter. So Peter, if you want to join us here. Michelle, if I could ask you please just to present to Dr. If you would like to join us as well, thank you very much indeed. A couple more for you, and then we have our final photograph. Mr. Shamsuddin AP is going to present one of our Medals of Honor. Big thanks to Mr. Shamsuddin AP for joining us. So let's get that trophy out. Yeah, give it to me, I'll make it nice and easy. There we are, perfect, thank you. Shamsuddin, thank you very much. So I could ask you to hold that. And if I could ask you please to present to Dr. Nitipal. So Niti, if I could ask you please to make your way to the centre of the stage. And we have one more award to give out to, of course, Mr. Vishal Bali. So, Vishal, if I'm going to ask you, please, and I'm going to ask the founder, if the founder wouldn't mind to make this presentation for us. So we've got one final little Medal of Honor. Oh, okay, we can ask the team to make that presentation. That would be very kind indeed to our final jury member. So, big thanks to Vishal Bali. Big thanks to all our grand jury members. And now, in the interest of photo, I'm going to ask everyone to make their way towards the middle of the stage and the front of the stage. So come on up for a final group photograph as we get ready to honour all those that make this extraordinary event possible. Our thanks to our top 10 finalists. Our thanks to the executive team at the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. Our thanks to our grand jury, and our thanks to our esteemed and special guests for making the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. So our thanks to the team. They can now make their way back to their seats to enjoy the remainder of proceedings as we get one stop closer to the final reveal. So a huge thanks to each and every one of our dignitaries, a huge thanks to our special guests, and of course our finalists as well. So they make their way back to their seats and they await the final decision. Not though before we get some more extraordinary news. You know what? This is a very special moment for us. Why? Because now we are honored to share a special message from a very special person. He's been a huge advocate and supporter of the Aster Guardians down the years, and it's great to have him with us by video message this morning. The Director General of the World Health Organization, reaffirming his ongoing support for what is a truly special and important initiative since its inception back in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
Dr. Azad Mupen, Excellencies, dear colleagues and friends, my greetings to the esteemed guests from the government of the United Arab Emirates, along with the health associations and all of the nurses watching today. I commend Dr. Mupen for his commitment to recognizing the critical contributions of nurses. Earlier this month, WHO published the State of the World's Nursing Report for 2025. It provides both hope and urgency. The global nursing workforce has grown to nearly 30 million, but these nurses are not distributed equally around the world. Countries that make up less than half of the world's population have almost 80% of the world's nurses. Meanwhile, Africa and the Eastern Mediterranean region face severe shortages. These inequalities affect people and communities on a daily basis and undermine progress towards universal health coverage. At the World Health Assembly last week, WHO's member states decided to extend the global strategic directions for nursing and midwifery until 2030 to support countries to build the capacity of their health workforce. We need urgent, sustained investments in nursing education, jobs, leadership, and working conditions informed by data, driven by equity, and inspired by the courage and compassion of nurses. My congratulations to the nurses being recognized today. To you and to all nurses, I offer my deep thanks for everything you do to make the world a healthier, safer, fairer place. Shukran jazilan. I thank you.
Well, Dr. Tedros, we thank you. So kind of you to send that impassioned and very personal message for what is an extraordinary platform. Right, listen, let's continue. Time for more celebrations as we continue this ceremony of recognition and gratitude. We now invite you to enjoy, well, it's vibrant, that's for sure, a vibrant celebration of movement, music, and a little bit of mysticism as well. This special dance performance is dedicated to the heart and soul of healthcare. Our nurses. This one is for you, and of course for all those that of course have taken up the vocation as you have. It is a tribute to your strength, your compassion, your tireless dedication. Enjoy. Thank you. Well, it's very busy backstage, I tell you. Again, huge thanks to all the team there. Huge thanks and appreciation to all of they for being with us here this afternoon. Lots going on and lots still to look forward to throughout the course of proceedings. Our thanks and appreciation then for that inspiring performance dedicated to our top 10 finalists. Celebration of nurses and nursing the world over. With that, the stage is now set. We are going to take a short break, if that's okay with you, just in order to get ready for the grand finale. Well, just to make these 10 a little bit more nervous than they are already. Okay, we're going to keep them waiting just a little bit longer. Keep them sweating just a little longer. We are also waiting the imminent arrival of our honoured and very special guest, His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, who will be joining us momentarily. So, as we wait for His Excellency to join us here in the main ballroom, please stay in your seats. Stay in the room. Feel free to network. Feel free to come down and say hi to the team down here at the front and get some more of their stories. And we will be back with you in just a few moments' time as soon as we hear that His Excellency is in the building. Thanks again for being with us at the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award. Up next, we will be revealing your winner for 2025. Stay with us. Your Excellencies, honored guests, please welcome His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, the Cabinet Member, a Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence of the UAE. Now please welcome onto the stage Director at Aster DM Healthcare to officially welcome our guest of honor here this morning, Dr. Zeba Mubin.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my immense honor and privilege to welcome His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, Cabinet Minister and UAE's Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence, as he joins us today. Your Excellence, on behalf of Aster DM Healthcare, we are deeply grateful for your presence today as we gather here to celebrate the remarkable men and women who form the very backbone of our healthcare systems, the nurses of the world. This morning, we honor our 10 finalists and 1 winner, chosen from over 105,000 applicants from 199 countries. But in doing so, we also honor an entire community of professionals who often quietly and without recognition dedicate their lives to the care and service of others. Your Excellency, there could not be a more fitting person to confer this award today. Your presence here today is a powerful reflection of the UAE's deep commitment to compassion, mutual respect, and the spirit of coexistence. Values that align so closely with the nursing profession and its role in healing communities across all boundaries. Just as your vision, Your Excellency, calls for a world where people of all backgrounds come together in harmony, nurses stand at the front lines of human compassion, bridging differences, healing wounds, and offering care without judgment. In a time when the world faces so many challenges, be it health crises, conflicts, or divisions, it is the tireless work of nurses, alongside the values you so powerfully advocate for, that keeps the fabric of our societies intact. Your Excellency, we are truly honored by your presence here, and thank you for being a beacon of hope and understanding in a world that so urgently needs both. We thank you for joining us in celebrating the heart and soul of healthcare, our nurses.
And so, my friends, the scene is well and truly set. We have the trophy with us. We have our top 10 finalists with us. We have our revered and distinguished guests with us. And of course, we've got so many tuning in from all corners of the globe as well, and with good reason. And so, we come to the moment of truth. And to make what is a much anticipated announcement, I'd like you all to welcome to the stage a very special guest, an iconic figure of grace and achievement, a former Miss Universe, in fact, the first Indian woman to win such a coveted title, an award-winning actress, a successful entrepreneur, and of course, on a day like this, how important, a dedicated global philanthropist. So please join me in welcoming to the stage to make the presentation, the unveiling of the winner of this year's Guardian. Please welcome Sushmita Sen.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, namaste, good morning. As someone who's been blessed to serve in roles that empower women and celebrate humanity, I have come to deeply admire quiet strength. And today, we honor that strength in its truest form, nurses. Their courage, grace under pressure, and unwavering kindness remind me often why service is the highest form of purpose. I've had an opportunity to closely witness the powerful roles a nurse plays in one's personal journey of healing and health. I truly do feel very honored to stand here today and support this wonderful cause. It gives me immense pleasure to announce the winner of this fantastic initiative. The winner of Aster Guardian's Global Nursing Award 2025 is okay, I'm going to try and pronounce this right. Naomi Ohene Oti from Ghana.
Big round of applause for Naomi. Well done to you. And it is now my honour to welcome onto the stage, distinct honour to invite His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan to the stage to present the trophy to our winner. And I'd like to invite also to the stage Founder Chairman Dr. Azad Moopen, Managing Director and CEO Ms. Alicia Moopen, and the Executive Director of Aster DM Healthcare, Mr. TJ Wilson. Congratulations, Naomi, the pride of Ghana and the recipient of this year's prize. So congratulations indeed to her, and a huge thanks to His Excellency for being so kind to present that award. Your Excellency, our thank you to you. Great to see you as always. Our thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one final time for our guest of honor here. His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, Cabinet Member and Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence of the UAE. Okay, Naomi, I'm going to ask you to come on over here if I may. It's always difficult at these times. But before I ask you to say a few words, if you can just hold on there as we pay honour to our guest of honour, who will be, of course, making his way out of the venue very shortly. Our thanks to His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, the Cabinet Member, Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence of the UAE. And we thank His Excellency for being with us here this morning and for giving us his precious time. So a huge thanks as he honours each of the 9 finalists who wait patiently as Naomi gathers her thoughts, takes it all in, and we'll be hearing from her in just a few moments' time as His Excellency pays homage to all of the finalists this year. Still plenty to look forward to here on the main stage and throughout as well, as His Excellency is kind enough to pass on his thoughts to each and every one of our finalists. And as His Excellency makes his way out of the main arena, a thanks again to our guest of honour. But talking of guests of honour, all the honour has to be on this lady here. Naomi, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, our esteemed organizers, Aster DM Healthcare, the Chairman, Tazad Mopin, our respected judges, distinguished guests, fellow nurses, and supporters from all around the world. First and foremost, to God be the glory for this incredible honor. I stand before you deeply humbled and profoundly grateful to accept the Aster Guardian Global Nursing Award 2025. This is not just my victory, it is a recognition of the resilience, compassion, and leadership of nurses across Ghana, Africa, and the world. Over 2 decades ago, I began my nursing journey with a simple mission: to ease pain, bring hope, and walk alongside those battling cancer. In sub-Saharan Africa, I have witnessed firsthand the inequities in cancer care, especially in the resourced communities. But I've also seen the immense potential of nurses to lead transformative change. My passion for oncology nursing was born out of a desire to bring this gap and deliver compassionate, high-quality care to those who need it most. This award affirms that dream and empowers me to do even more. It is more than a recognition. It is a catalyst for lasting change. I'm committed to using it to amplify the voice of African nurses, expand access to cancer care, and build a legacy of leadership and excellence in oncology nursing across our continent. This award, as said, is not mine alone. It belongs to every patient I have served, every nurse I have mentored, every colleague who have joined in this vision of equity in cancer care. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the government of Ghana, especially the Minister of Health, for creating an enabling environment for healthcare professionals. Also, the entire CEO and the entire staff of Kolebu Teaching Hospital, the director and the staff of National Radiotherapy Oncology and Nuclear Medicine Center, my professional home and foundation, and then Global Nursing and Midwifery Fraternity, the president of the entire membership of Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwife Association, the Ghana Diaspora Nurses Association for their leadership and advocacy, the Church of Pentecost, the leadership, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, and the executives and members for their spiritual support and prayers. My mentors, my colleagues whose guidance have shaped my professional growth. My parents, siblings, and in-law for nurturing and standing by me. My husband, who is here with me today, and our 3 wonderful children. Your love and sacrifice give me strength. The entire nursing and midwifery fraternity in Ghana and abroad, your dedication inspires me daily. And the membership of AORTIC, African Organization for Research, Training in Cancer Care, the International Society of Nurses and Cancer Care, and CCAN for amplifying African nurses' voices on the global stage. Our media partners, and also my publicity committee for sharing our story with integrity and passion. To my designers, Nana Hima, Vessels, Christy Brown, I say thank you for letting me be confident and elegant. To all my fans and supporters and every single person who voted, thank you for believing in me. A special thanks to you, to Dr. Azad Mopen, Aster DM Healthcare, for establishing and supporting the Aster Guidance Global Award. Also to our grand jury, who also supported this cause. This initiative empowers nurses globally, and I'm grateful for the platform it has given me to further my mission in oncology nursing as I reflect on the prize. I'm committed to completing the African Cancer Nurses Competencies Framework, launching a cancer genetic counseling program, and establishing an educational scholarship fund, and also creating the African Leadership Academy for cancer nurses. This initiative will bring capacity, strengthen system, and ensure that quality cancer care is a right, not a privilege. To every nurse who listens, to my colleagues who are here with me today, your hands heal, your voice advocates, your heart leads. Together we are shaping the future. One patient, one moment, one act of courage at a time. Thank you very much. May God richly bless you all. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Aster Guardian Global Nursing Award winner 2025, Naomi, congratulations to you. Well, I will let Naomi make her way down to meet the rest of the team. I'm sure she would like to share a few thoughts. In fact, we're going to get all of them back on stage in just a few moments' time. But before we do that, a vote of thanks, maybe, if we can. I'd say a few words in conclusion. Can I please welcome the Group Chief Nursing Officer at Aster DM Healthcare. Please welcome Dina Naidu to the stage. Dina.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we draw the curtains on this profoundly moving ceremony, I stand before you filled with immense gratitude and a deep sense of humility. Today at Aster Guardians Global Nursing Awards 2025, we have witnessed more than just an event. We have celebrated the very essence of nursing. This ceremony has been a powerful testament to the dedication, sacrifice, and the resilience that define our profession. It has reminded us why we chose this noble path, one marked by long shifts, quiet sacrifices, and an unwavering commitment to humanity. Today, we have just not honored nurses, we have honored purpose, courage, and the profound impact of caring. To our esteemed chief guest, His Excellency, the Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence, respected ministers, ambassadors, dignitaries, the grand jury members, healthcare leaders, and supporters, we thank you. Your presence here sends a resounding message that the work of nurses are often unseen, is not only recognized, but deeply cherished. To every nurse that's joining us, whether in this room or from across the globe, this is your moment. You are the heartbeat of healthcare, and unsung heroes will turn passion into healing. At our company, we believe that healthcare is not built by hospitals alone. It is built by nurses. And nurses stand at the very core of this mission. As we embrace the future with advancing technology, evolving systems, and changing expectations, one thing must remain constant, that the compassion and the commitment that nurses bring to the world every single day. This year is a record-breaking participation where over 100,000 participants from 199 countries. It's just not a number, ladies and gentlemen. It is a global echoing the pride and the power of nursing. To our exceptional finalists, your stories have inspired us. You have led with innovation, courage, and the heart, transforming obstacles into opportunities and care into lasting change. And to our winner, Naomi, thank you for embodying the excellence, empathy, and the endurance. You remind us of all the extraordinary difference that one dedicated individual can make. A heartfelt thank you to our grand jury members, partners, and everyone behind the scenes who tirelessly helped to bring the vision to life. As the Group Chief Nursing Officer, I leave the ceremony hopeful and ponder that ever to belong to this incredible profession. Thank you once again, and may you have a beautiful day. Thank you.
Tina, thank you so much indeed for those kind words in conclusion. And with that, my friends, we bring yet another inspiring award ceremony to an inspiring close. On behalf of everyone at Aster DM Healthcare, we thank you for giving up an element of your morning to witness yet more history. We extend our heartfelt thanks to all of you for joining us here today in celebrating the extraordinary contribution of not just those 10, but nurses the world over. So I hope that moments like these will continue to inspire many more to answer the call, to answer that vocation and pursue a career and life in nursing, and to become a compassionate leader of tomorrow's healthcare. We look forward to welcoming you again in 2026. Until then, we wish you all the very best. We invite you to join us for brunch and continued hospitality outside as we celebrate this special occasion together. I'm sure there will be an opportunity to get all 10 of our finalists back here on the stage for one final time as they've built up a great bond and friendship over the course of the last few days. On behalf of all the team at Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, we hope you've enjoyed it in 2025. We look forward to seeing you in 2026. Good morning, or is it afternoon, and goodbye. See you later.
you.